Il existe un endroit perdu au sommet des montagnes en Équateur où une femme coréenne vit seule depuis 8 ans. J'ai eu la chance de passer 2 semaines à ses côtés. Comment s'est-elle retrouvée là? Qu'est-ce que la montagne lui enseigne? J'ai eu envie de me fondre dans le décor pour mieux comprendre.
I used to live in New York City, and then I choose to relocate myself to a place a little bit more close to nature. And I traveled in search of a place that I can make my life a little bit more sustainable. My learning here is that I don't really need to have the purpose of my life that I was searching for before. What was my purpose for this life, kind of a thing. We don't really need to have the purpose for the life. We just live. So finding that learning was a great comfort for me. We do things what we like to doing it that gives you some joy. And then as you're doing so, that becomes your purpose, and that becomes some kind of a mission, life mission. But then again, that's not like a permanent thing. That also changes. Nature never really claiming for anything. They just do. We have this many trees up here. It's grown by itself, tall, with a lot of branches, a lot of leaves as well. And then when its wind blows, there is nice gentle sounds, yeah. And then when it's strong sun, there's a shade underneath of it. And then we could go there and sit down, and then it will benefit many other insects as well, yeah. But they don't really claim that this is what I did, and then. And so you have to give me some credit for that. They don't do that, yeah. They just do it. Just that's the way of living it. And then I think we should be human also. If we can learn the way of living, just like tree, we do things what makes us feel good, and not only us, but that makes other people's life improving. When you're looking at the trees, it's just standing by all itself. When wind blows, it's facing all the wind, and yet strong berries still stay in centered. And then when you're looking at it, in the rooted very deep into the ground. And not only rooted its own root, it's in the ground, but actually in the ground, or the root of the tree is communicating, interacting each other. That's the kind of my main idea, living like a tree. Mm-hmm.
And it makes me think about a conversation we had about emotions.
Mm-hmm.
We can feel all kinds of up and downs, and did you also experiment it? And
yes, yeah. I mean, first about 3 years, I think that was the time I have spent with dealing with my own emotions and trying to understanding about my own emotions. There's never end. There's more and more and more things coming. So that's all comes to, because it's me. I am the important figure. So my emotion is important. So I was just holding on to that, my own emotion, like like me, But emotion. Later I realized that emotion is not really me. It's just like a wave, comes and goes, depends on conditions, depends on your life situation, depends on your relation with other people or anything. It rises and it falls, rise and falls, always like that. So that's not something like I meant to create it. It's just like it all comes from outside, not coming from your own you kind of a thing. But own you means like, you know, the in my language probably the Buddha nature. The Buddha nature is nothing to do with all these emotions coming from outside of you. So I decided to change my approach.
Yeah.
So now I'm more like observer about my own emotions.
Yeah.
Rather than me saying this is my emotion, this is me, I became more observer.
Yeah.
And then you know, talking to myself, okay, well, let's see what you doing it kind of a thing. And then yeah, so that gives you space inside of you. You're not really like, you know, swayed by it. You're just looking at. That's a different way of seeing it. Yeah. When we observe it, we can recognize when that some kind of a trigger rises in you, and then, you know, immediately you kind of analyze that where this one coming from, and whether should I be pay attention or not, you know, kind of a thing. There's the recognition, and then there is something that you have to pay attention, and then so there is many different phases. And then anyway, so let's just say I missed, you know, observing it, and I missed the caught that the emotion rising. Then it's already up here. Then you have to go through it.
Yeah.
You know, you have to let that emotion fully through you, and then rather than resisting it, you just accept that emotion came in it. So you have to fully go through. Means like you have to fully process it. You know, being with that emotion, being with that feelings, you know. And then again, nothing is really never lasts forever. So you will stay for some time, and then you will go away as well.
So beautiful. Wow.
I live in a way Taoist or Buddhist. Dharma, the teaching of Buddha, has been a great impact on my life. So far, I have not found any better truth than Dharma. First thing in the morning is that I started with a very short meditation when I got up. Before doing anything else, I clear up my mind, and then finding that space, in a modern language, maybe a zone, you know, that where I feel very peaceful, you know, and then carry out a day, whatever it appears, you know, moment by moment that I feel like I need to do. For sure, I feed my cats. I talk to them for a while. And then in the morning, especially if the sun is bright and nice, and then I welcome the sun. Yes, when I'm by myself, I enjoy very much being by myself, and then do what needs to be done around me. And when I go to town and being with the people, again, do what I need to do, moment by moment. When I do something, I would think that, you know, whether this is the right way of doing things according to Dharma. So whenever what I do with other people, am I being generous? I ask my question to myself. Am I disciplined? am I patient enough? Am I concentrating? Am I meditating enough to keep the calm mind, you know, tranquility? And then, so yeah, those are the questions that I ask myself. So we call 6 paramitas. I am just a human being. I sometimes forget. And then I realize it, I forget. And then trying to go back there, you know, kind of a thing. So the continuous practice. Without practice, nothing will happen like this, you know. We have to put the practice with the faith, you know, faith for, if you are working on within yourself, you know, faith in yourself. Have a faith in yourself. If someone is working with other people, not only having faith in you, but having faith with in other people as well, you know. So with the faith and practice is very important. It's one set going together. I didn't trust in the beginning my house because, you know, it was not really well built house. It was just like using some trees around the mountain. It was more like a hut. And then, but even though that, as the time goes by, we depending on each other. I mean, house probably not depending on me, but I depending on the house because it gives me a great shelter, right? And then, but yet I didn't really have much of a faith in the house. So every time the nature becomes very strong, I worry, you know. But later, you know, the faith, as the time goes by, experiencing hardship together with the house and me, there is faith growing. To try to find what is really me and kind of a thing. So I wanted to discover, you know, myself first. So that was the journey on this mountain. And then now I'm at the point of understanding of this idea of like, is it good for others? On the other hand, like you met my friend Susanna, she was studying with more like I was born to serve other people. She wanted to serve other people yet, but she did not have her own strengths as well. So now she's going into finding more, discovering more about herself. So you cannot really say which one is come, which one is later. You know, it depends on people of the past, yeah. And we're always looking for some extraordinary thing. My book, title of my book is Ordinary Yet Extraordinary. So we're always looking for something very special, something very extraordinary, you know. But the truth is not really there. The truth is real. The truth is in your daily life, ordinary daily life. You know, depends on how you're making that ordinary daily life. There is extraordinary comes from it. So don't be so look down on the ordinariness. Maybe that's all I can say. Yes, yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, yeah.